welcome back to my channel. This is my third update. I'm not sure in what order all these videos are going to be posted, but this is my third update. This is for my fifth grader. She has had several changes made, and I'm in my phase of, I don't care. Let's not have stress and let's not make things more difficult than what they need to be. Let's get what we need to get done, but let's have some joy in it. It's been a very stressful year. It's been a very stressful full calendar year since last July, and it just seems to keep going. So I was going to, with her, I was going to make a bunch of switches. We were going to do 5 in a row. I've got volumes 5 and 6, and it was going okay. They've got a lot of, if you're not familiar with 5 in a row, this is, I don't even know what chapter, oh, this is chapter 5 of, what's it called, the Boxcar Children. And so they would learn about Louis Pasteur. Just before this, they were learning about locomotion. They were learning about all sorts of various topics. And on one hand, you're like, oh, okay, look at how much stuff that she can learn about just by going with one book. Makes my life easier. We just get a bunch of books from the library or take them off our shelves. We're good to go. But her and I started noticing, oh, there's a hummingbird and a chicken walking around. Her and I started noticing about the same time that she was just reading these science books, history books, all of these go-alongs, and doing all of these projects, and they're not really doing anything. They're not transitioning from one side of the brain to the other. They're not helping her gain skills. They're not helping her gain information. She's just reading it, and then the information goes, whoo, it's gone. So we are going to stick to dedicated studies, but I don't want to do the Simply Charlotte Mason book for grade 6 that they have. I don't want to do that with her. There's so many things that she's interested in, and I want to follow her lead on what interests her. So we've decided to make a big switch for her science is Sabbath Mood Weather. And I bought all of the books except the main one that you need, which is called Rain, Hail, Sleet, and Snow. So apparently we won't be starting this the Monday after Labor Day because Mom dropped the ball on that one. Got everything else, but not that one. So with that, for her nature lore, she's going to be doing Thornton Burgess Nature Lore. I don't think she's ready for this book, but we'll save it for, oh, it got scuffed up. I just took it out of the box. We'll save it for high school. This is a fun one. I want to read this book. I own the old book of this, the original Anna Comstock book, but it's very boring to go through if you've never seen it. It's yellowish page with just regular typeset. There's no color. It's bleh. It's not very enjoyable. And if you're a visual learner, or if your child's very visual like my number 2 is, it induces drudgery and dread, and I am the mom, I am the homeschool mom, that if we don't have to make it drudgery and dreadful, we're not going to. It's not my goal. That's never been my goal. And unfortunately, the last couple of years, I've had to do that because I've had so many kids recently that either we do drudgery and dread books to make it easier on mom, or we just don't do school, and I'm not a supporter of unschooling anymore. We've had too many bad experiences with it. So I went ahead and I bought her the hardcover. This is nice. Pages are a little thin, but you do get some color in there. And it's nice. And what I like about it versus the original is because it is broken up into smaller chunks. It's more digestible. It seems more approachable. And for this particular child, I really need that. This is also something I don't know if she's going to use now or if we're going to wait until the next weather stream comes along. But it's a nice, fun little book. She can look at it as she wants. She likes notebooking, so I bought her this weather coloring book. And it goes, if you've ever seen like the biology coloring books, if you ever had a biology coloring book for college or an anatomy coloring book for college, this is very much like this, but done for children. So you can see she can get in there with her gel pens and color as she wants, or not. That's okay. And our library has a, oh my gosh, has a weather kit with a weather station and all kinds of books to go along with it. So even though we have a weather station outside that's digital, I got this for her so she can play around with it and she can build and experiment and take things apart and do whatever she wants to do. Like my kindergarten's little mosquito farm, she can have her own little weather farm. And that she is excited for, really excited for. So we'll see how that goes. Her next thing, I am giving her religious reading. Again, I just tell her, instead of me planning out the catechisms and the Bibles and doing all of that I had been doing for the last few years, it's go get your reading book. And I use this as a catechism because it goes along very much with a catechism and catechetical information. But she reads comprehension. She asked to go back to this Bible. She loves this Bible. She's read this Bible through, 12 times. She probably has it memorized, but it's her favorite Bible. And she wanted to do that instead of going with the Great Adventure Bible from Ascension Press. Which level is it? It's their storybook. She didn't want to read their storybook. She got overwhelmed with that one. She also asked to go back to her Book of Saints. All right, no big deal. You like it, we'll do it. This is one of her art books. Again, much like my 7th grader, if you've seen that video. Gives you the artwork, and it tells you the story behind the artwork. Takes a load off of Mom. My poor sweet girl, my sweet, sweet girl. I love her so much. She's so beautiful. She's so amazing in so many ways. But she struggles academically. I have realized these last few months that while she is so capable and so smart and so with it, if we had her in a government school, she would most likely have a special education designation, or at least she would have an IEP for assistance. So every year we go through the same cycle, and it's been the case since she was in 1st grade. So 5th grade is 4 or 5 years now. At the beginning of the year, it doesn't matter if you school year round or you take a break off. You can take 3 weeks off for summer, but you come back for that first week, first month, and she has regressed significantly. Then you spend from July, August up through December getting those skills back up and back to proficient where she was at from the spring. And then about January through April, May, depending on when we stop our year, June, she's making huge leaps. And we go through the same cycle every year. And she does get a little bit further along the road each time she regresses. She doesn't regress to the same spot, but she still makes a hard swing back. So we went back to Math with Confidence, Level 3, Book B. We are at somewhere in there. I don't know. I think we're somewhere in Unit 10. She needed a good jump back. And she wanted to try the Good and the Beautiful math last year after taking time to do the A book. And she tested into Level 4. So I put her in Level 4. She was enjoying it, but it was not sticking. It's just, she can do it. And then, I don't know, a week later, 2 weeks later, whenever they touch that subject again, she's kind of like a deer in the headlights, and it's taking her an hour. And this is a child, she has ADHD, and she has a hard time focusing. She has a hard time just sitting still for an hour, and it was just an hour of math. It's like, my gosh, no, let's not do this. So we went back to this, and much like my other child, I'm finding this to be a better option. I just wish that they had something that took you up through pre-algebra. And I wish I could find something that was like this for pre-algebra through high school. If you know of anything like Math with Confidence, but for high school, I mean, we use Denison. I've got Saxon downstairs. I've got the bigger names, but nothing is really quite like this. And I would just love to be able to take this style and use it with my children. And after Level 6, transition them to something else that is similar, because that's going to be a really hard transition for them, coming from something like this to what's currently on the market. So let me know if you know of anything, because I've not been able to find anything in my research. I said I wasn't going to use Charlotte Mason type of language arts with her because it wasn't working. We used The Good and the Beautiful level 3 from February-ish to April, and she did 2 to 3 lessons a day, and she made amazing progress. It helped with all of the things that she was struggling with. And then we get to August when we start up again, and she is struggling with so many of those other things. She's making that same regression loop. And putting her in level 4, Good and the Beautiful, I don't like Good and the Beautiful language arts. It's great if it's your first year. It's great if you're overwhelmed and you just need to put something in front of your child and say, here, you do this. I have my answer key. I don't need to utilize any brain cell energy to make this happen. You get what you are required to have by the state, and I get to have a little extra time to get all the other things that I need to handle all the other fires that are burning at the same time. I don't like them though. I don't like how they do writing. I don't like how they do vocabulary. I don't like any of it. But level 3 was a godsend at that moment, but she still regressed. So we're going back to this. I would rather do the double I know versus the double I don't know. And she's so far, she was in primary though. So we've jumped her up to intermediate. So I guess she hasn't regressed all that much, but she still needs help with her punctuation, capital letters, complete thoughts, complete sentences. She's still very much still having the same types of struggles. She's just, I guess, having the same struggles at a little bit higher level. But she's doing well with it. She does struggle. I do have to work with her side by side with this, or at least sit down with her and say, I expect A, B, and C. This is what you need to do. This is what it should look like. Because if you just hand her the book, even though it's pretty self-explanatory, if you hand her the book, she gets lost and doesn't realize that she's not doing what it's asking of her. So it's the caveat. Mom still has to help her with it, but we are using it. She's not ready for written narrations yet. We are still working on oral narrations, and she still struggles very much with that, but it is what it is. Those are her struggles, and that's what we have to work with. It's not going to be my schedule. It's not going to be my pace. It's not going to be what works for me necessarily. It's just going to be working with her. And the last thing I'm thinking about doing is adding sequential spelling. This came recommended for kids like her, the ADHD, the right-brained learners. There's also Mega Words. Mega Words was another one that came recommended, but it's up there, and I don't want to spend $30, $40, $50 on a program, or even more than that, if it's just gonna sit unused. So I got these off of eBay. I got a set of volume 1 and 2 for $8, something like that. So I figured I can try that. And it's essentially every single day you get a list, and it starts you off. The interesting thing about this is it gives you grades essentially 1 through 6 in one book in one lesson for every lesson. So let me see if I can find, like, here's day 5 through day 12. And just notice the first word all the way down with each one. So you're getting all different levels of words, but they have similar sounds. You're just changing out 1 or 2 letters. So it's much like word ladders, if you've ever done word ladders with your children. It's word ladders, but for spelling. And she did well with word ladders, but she couldn't grasp the spelling issue. So maybe this will work, maybe it won't. We will see. But it's been one heck of a month for homeschool, and we've had a lot of situations come up, a lot of struggles, both within the materials that I chose, personal, worlds, everything. It's just been blowing up. And up and up and up, and it continues to cycle back through the blow up. You'll get a day or two of, okay, it's calming down. Whew, and then it all goes up again. So I've never had anything like this, and it's been a challenge for the last 12 to 13 months, and I'm so tired. So if you have any recommendations for things that can help, or you've used things that you like, your challenges, your struggles, your successes this year, please share them, because I need encouragement this year. I don't have a whole lot to give myself. So like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.